You wake up to another quiet morning. The sun slips through the curtains, painting soft light across the room. You stretch, or at least you try to. Your legs feel heavier than they used to. When you stand up from the chair, there's that familiar wobble, the one you pretend not to notice. You tell yourself it's just age. But deep down, something inside you whispers, is it really? Because lately, even small things, like climbing the stairs or bending to pick up something you dropped, feel harder than they should. The strength that once came naturally seems to fade slowly, quietly, almost without permission. That's the silent thief at work, muscle loss. And here's the truth most people don't tell you: this thief doesn't just visit at night. It shows up every morning you skip the right nutrients. Every coffee, only breakfast, every rushed start. It's like giving it the keys to your strength. Your friend Mary said it the other day over tea. You know, I just can't do what I used to. She sighed. I guess it's normal at our age. You nodded, even though something about that answer didn't sit right. Normal, maybe common, but inevitable. No. See, that's the myth we've been sold. That losing muscle is just a part of getting older. That once your legs weaken, there's nothing you can do. But that's not true. Think of your muscles as a savings account. Every bite of protein you eat is a deposit. When you move, you're growing that balance. But when you skip proper meals or rely on toast and coffee, your body still needs energy. So it starts making withdrawals from the only account it has: your own muscles. That's why you feel weaker over time, not because age demands it, but because your body's been spending without saving. Inside your body, there's a quiet change that begins around 50. Your muscle-building hormones, testosterone, growth hormone, even estrogen, start to decline. It's like your body's construction crew has fewer workers on site. Even when you eat the same meals you used to, your body doesn't build muscle as efficiently. This slowdown has a name: anabolic resistance. It means you need more of the right kind of fuel to trigger muscle growth. The old toast and tea, breakfast won't cut it anymore. Your doctor might have said something similar. You need more protein in the morning, she told you last visit. You probably smiled politely and thought, I'll try. But here's the thing, it's not just about more protein. It's about the right kind of protein, rich in a special amino acid called leucine. Leucine is like the light switch for your muscles. When you eat it, it flips on your body's build mode, telling your cells it's time to repair and grow. So tomorrow morning, instead of that quick coffee and biscuit, imagine this: 2 softly scrambled eggs on whole grain toast, a bowl of Greek yogurt drizzled with honey, maybe even a small protein shake with whey or pea protein if you're in a rush. That simple change, that small, consistent act, can stop the silent thief from taking more than it already has. When your body gets leucine, rich protein in the morning, several things start to happen. Your muscles stop breaking down. Your energy begins to rise. Your balance improves. Even your metabolism gets a little spark. Research backs it up. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who ate 25-30 grams of protein at breakfast retained 25% more muscle than those who saved most of their protein for dinner. That's not just a number. That's the difference between walking with confidence and needing support. So tomorrow, make it simple. Start your day with protein. Even a cup of Greek yogurt or a boiled egg can be the first step towards strength. Avoid those habits that quietly rob your muscles: skipping breakfast, drinking only coffee, or saving your protein for the end of the day. Those choices might seem harmless, but they're the very things that whisper to your body, you can afford to lose a little more. But you can stop that whisper today. You take a deep breath and imagine tomorrow morning, standing in your kitchen, the smell of eggs cooking, a calm start to the day. This time, you're not just feeding hunger, you're feeding renewal. Because the truth is, you don't have to accept weakness as your story. Not when every breakfast gives you a chance to rebuild it. You pause for a moment, thinking about the next step. If protein is the start, what kind of breakfast could really supercharge your body's repair process? That answer, that secret combination, is what comes next. You open the pantry just like you've done for years. The same box of cereal waits on the shelf, the one you've always trusted to start your day healthy. You pour it into a bowl, splash some milk over it, and think, this should be good enough. But halfway through the morning, you feel it again. That slow drain of energy, that hollow feeling in your stomach. Your legs feel heavy. You wonder why you're healthy. Routine isn't giving you strength anymore. Here's where it gets interesting. Not all proteins are created equal, especially after 60. Most of us were raised to believe a bowl of cereal, a bit of fruit, maybe some toast was the right way to start the day. It sounds healthy, it feels light, and it's easy. But here's the hidden truth. Those meals might be feeding your appetite, not your muscles. You might be giving your body calories, but not construction material. Imagine this, you're building a house. You've got a stack of bricks, strong and ready. But there's no cement, no glue to hold them together. You can stack as many as you want, but without that binding force, the wall crumbles at the slightest touch. That's exactly what happens when you eat carbs without protein. You're feeding your body bricks, energy, but giving it nothing to build or repair with. Your body runs on more than calories. It needs amino acids, the building blocks of protein, and micronutrients like vitamin B12 and vitamin D, the spark plugs that keep your muscle machinery running. When you skip them, something subtle happens inside. Your insulin spikes from the cereal or toast, giving you a short burst of energy, that awake feeling right after breakfast. But a few hours later, the crash comes. Your body used up the sugar, but your muscles, they never got their repair kit. And if you repeat that cycle day after day, your muscle tissue starts to weaken, not because you're old, but because your body is running on bricks without cement. So what's the fix? A muscle-preserving breakfast plate. Think of it as your morning blueprint for strength. Here's what it looks like: protein, 25-30g eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or tofu. These are rich in leucine, that special amino acid that tells your body, build muscle now. Healthy fats, a slice of avocado, a drizzle of olive oil, or a handful of nuts. These support hormone balance, especially the ones that control muscle growth. Complex carbs, oats, quinoa, or whole grain toast, slow, steady fuel that won't spike and crash your blood sugar. Anti-inflammatory spice, a pinch of turmeric or cinnamon. Tiny addition, big difference. These reduce inflammation in muscle fibers, helping them recover faster. Now imagine this on your breakfast table: fluffy scrambled eggs cooked slowly in olive oil, half an avocado fanned out on a slice of whole grain toast, a warm bowl of steel cut oats sprinkled with chia seeds and cinnamon. It's colorful, rich, alive, and every bite sends a message to your body: you matter. Let's rebuild. You might be thinking that sounds too simple to make a difference, but science says otherwise. In 2020, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition published research showing that older adults who had a balanced mix of protein and complex carbs at breakfast maintained higher levels of muscle protein synthesis throughout the day. In plain words, they kept building muscle longer. That's the power of balance. When your breakfast is built like a blueprint, protein for structure, fats for hormones, and carbs for energy, your body runs like a well-oiled machine. And you feel it too. Your morning fatigue fades. You stay full longer. Your legs feel steadier. Your focus sharpens. You catch yourself walking a little taller, standing a little easier. The little things, getting out of bed, reaching for something on a high shelf, don't feel quite as hard. And it all starts with what's on your plate. Your daughter once told you, "Mom, you should try one of those protein shakes." You looked at the label. So many ingredients you couldn't even pronounce. How can this be healthy? You thought. And you were right to question it. Many of those processed powders are loaded with sugar, artificial flavors, or cheap fillers that do more harm than good. If you do use a protein powder, keep it simple. Look for natural whey, pea, or rice protein with minimal additives. And here's something else people often get wrong: avoiding fats. Somewhere along the way, fats got a bad name. But your body, especially your hormones, need them. Without healthy fats, the signals that tell your body to build muscle get lost in the noise. So, stop fearing the avocado. Add a drizzle of olive oil to your eggs. Those are not your enemies. They're your allies. You take a bite of that imagined meal in your mind. Eggs, oats, avocado, and something shifts. It doesn't feel like a diet. It feels like nourishment. Like you're finally giving your body what it's been quietly asking for all these years. And for the first time in a while, you start to believe that maybe strength isn't something you've lost. Maybe it's something you can rebuild. But just when you think you've cracked the code, there's one more piece you might be missing. Because even the best meal won't work if your body isn't absorbing it properly. You could be eating all the right foods and still not getting the benefits. So before you plan tomorrow's breakfast, let's uncover that hidden problem, the one happening deep inside your gut. You've done everything right. You're eating better, choosing protein instead of cereal, adding those healthy fats and complex carbs. Yet when you stand up from your chair, your legs still tremble a little. You wonder, why do I still feel weak? You look at your plate and think, I'm doing what I'm supposed to. But here's the truth most people don't realize. You might be eating well and still losing muscle. Why? Because your body can't use what it can't absorb. Most of us focus on what to eat, eggs, yogurt, oats, shakes, but forget how our body actually uses it. You could have the perfect breakfast on your plate, but if your gut isn't functioning properly, your muscles will never see those nutrients. Think of your digestive system like a factory line. Each part has a job. Stomach acid breaks down food, enzymes chop it into smaller pieces, and your intestines absorb the nutrients. But if one machine along that line is clogged, the whole process slows down. The end product, your muscle repair, never gets finished. That's what poor absorption does. You're feeding your body, but your muscles are starving. It often starts quietly. Maybe you've noticed more bloating lately, or that heavy feeling after eating. Maybe you burp more often, or certain foods just don't sit right anymore. Those are little signs your digestive factory is struggling. Inside your body, several things can block this system. Low stomach acid means your food isn't broken down properly. Poor gut flora, the good bacteria that live in your intestines, can't extract nutrients efficiently. And chronic inflammation, often from stress or processed foods, can make the intestinal walls too irritated to absorb what you eat. You remember your last doctor's visit. Your blood work looks fine, she said, flipping through pages. You nodded, but something didn't feel fine. The fatigue, the weakness, they were still there. Here's the missing link: even perfect nutrition won't help if it never reaches your bloodstream. But the good news, you can fix it. Start small. Add a few gut-friendly foods to your morning. A spoonful of sauerkraut on the side of your eggs. A small glass of kefir or unsweetened yogurt with your breakfast. These foods are full of probiotics, live bacteria that strengthen your gut lining and help your body absorb more protein and minerals. If you prefer something simpler, mix a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into a glass of water before meals. That small tangy sip can support your stomach acid, helping your body digest protein more effectively. And perhaps the simplest, but most overlooked, step of all: chew your food thoroughly. You smile, maybe even laugh a little. It sounds too basic to matter. But digestion doesn't start in your stomach. It starts in your mouth. Chewing signals your body to release enzymes and acids, preparing your digestive system to do its job. These 3 small habits, fermented foods, a splash of vinegar, and mindful eating, can transform how your body uses every bite you take. Because when digestion improves, so does everything else. You absorb more amino acids, the raw material for muscle repair. You reduce bloating and that uncomfortable fullness. You feel lighter, more energized. Your muscles finally start to get the nutrients they've been waiting for. A 2018 review in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed it. Probiotic-rich foods enhance protein digestion and help older adults maintain muscle mass more effectively. Science is clear: your gut health and your muscle health are deeply connected. So tomorrow morning, as you prepare your breakfast, try this. Next to your eggs and toast, add a small glass of kefir, about half a cup, or maybe a few forkfuls of sauerkraut on the side. These aren't just extras. They're the secret helpers working behind the scenes to make every gram of protein count. But be careful of a couple of common traps. If you take antacids every day, talk to your doctor about alternatives, because those pills lower your stomach acid, making protein digestion even harder. And don't rush through meals while scrolling your phone or reading the news. When your body's stressed or distracted, it can't digest properly. Take your time. Breathe. Taste your food. You're not just eating, you're nourishing the system that fuels your strength. As you finish your breakfast, you realize your body doesn't just need food, it needs care, attention, and rhythm. And now that you're finally helping your body absorb what you eat, there's one more step left to make sure those nutrients get used, because the best nutrition in the world means nothing if your muscles aren't being asked to move. So in the next part, we'll talk about how to wake up your legs again, gently, safely, and powerfully, so your body can truly come alive. You've got your breakfast down now, protein, good fats, maybe even a spoonful of sauerkraut on the side. You're finally feeding your muscles what they need. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Even the best breakfast can't build muscle if you're not moving those legs. You glance at your sneakers by the door. It's been a while since you put them on for anything other than errands. Maybe you've thought, exercise, not at my age. That ship has sailed. But here's the thing, it hasn't. Many seniors believe that building strength means lifting heavy weights or sweating through long gym sessions. That's one of the biggest myths out there. Gentle, consistent movement, the kind that feels natural and kind to your body, can be far more powerful for maintaining muscle and mobility than intense workouts ever could. Think of your muscles like rubber bands. The more you stretch and use them, the more flexible and strong they become. Leave them untouched for too long, and they stiffen, shrink, and eventually snap when you need them most. You don't have to push your body to exhaustion, you just have to wake it up. When you activate your leg muscles, even with simple movements like standing from a chair, lifting your heels, or walking around the room, something remarkable happens inside your body. Your muscles release small messenger molecules called myokines. Think of myokines as little text messages your muscles send to the rest of your body. They tell your system, we're active. Preserve this muscle, rebuild this tissue, keep this body strong. These signals trigger growth, repair, and even improve your metabolism and mood. So when you sit still for long periods, those messages stop. It's like turning off your body's internal Wi-Fi for strength. But once you move, even for 10 minutes, the connection comes back online. And this is where your morning routine can become a secret weapon. After you've finished that protein-rich breakfast, give your body 10 to 15 minutes, your morning muscle minutes. This is your activation window, the moment your muscles are fueled and ready to grow. Here's what it looks like: 10 chair squats. Sit down and stand up slowly using your legs, not your hands. Feel the strength in your thighs and glutes. 15 seated leg lifts. Sit on a sturdy chair, straighten one leg at a time. Hold for a moment, then lower. 20 calf raises. Stand near a counter for support. Rise onto your toes, hold, and lower slowly. It's gentle, safe, and completely doable, even if it's been years since you last exercised regularly. Now, you might think, can something that simple really make a difference? Here's where the science gets exciting. A 2021 study in Age and Aging found that adults over 65 who did light resistance exercises, things like bodyweight squats or heel raises, combined with a protein-rich breakfast, increased their leg muscle mass by up to 12% in just 8 weeks. 12%! That's the difference between struggling to climb stairs and doing it with confidence, between feeling fragile and feeling grounded. And it's all thanks to what researchers call the dual trigger effect. When you eat protein, your body gets the materials to build muscle. When you move right after, you send the message to use those materials. Together, they create the perfect environment for growth. So you see, it's not just what you eat, it's what you do with it. After a few days of your morning muscle minutes, you'll start to notice small but powerful changes. Your balance improves. Your legs feel firmer, steadier. Even your energy throughout the day starts to climb. You may catch yourself smiling while standing in front of the mirror, surprised at how much stronger you feel, not just in body, but in spirit. And you realize something beautiful. It's never been about going back to who you were at 40. It's about honoring who you are now, and proving that your body can still grow, adapt, and thrive. But as empowering as this sounds, there are a couple of things to watch out for. Don't jump into exercise before breakfast. Your muscles need fuel to perform and repair. And don't rush through movements. This isn't a race. The goal is control, not speed. Slow, steady motions give your body time to activate the right muscles safely. If you feel unsure, start smaller. Even marching in place while brushing your teeth or doing a few calf raises at the kitchen counter counts. The point is to move with intention. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to begin. So tomorrow morning, after breakfast, when you push that chair back, don't just walk away. Stand tall, take a deep breath, and give yourself 10 minutes to reconnect with your strength. Because every squat, every lift, every tiny movement is your body whispering, I'm still here. I can still rebuild. And as you feel that quiet pulse of strength returning, you'll know. This is the start of something bigger. You've learned what to eat, how to absorb it, and now how to awaken it through motion. But what happens when you put all three together? The nourishment, the digestion, and the activation into one powerful daily ritual. That's where the true transformation begins. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need fancy supplements, complicated fitness plans, or expensive gym memberships to feel strong again. You don't even need to overhaul your whole life. What truly changes your body begins in the quiet of the morning, with a few consistent habits that, day by day, rebuild your strength from the inside out. You've already seen how it all connects. The right breakfast fuels your muscles. Good digestion makes sure that fuel is absorbed. Gentle movement activates and locks in that strength. These are the three pillars, the foundation of preserving muscle and energy as you age. Now it's time to bring them together into one simple, powerful morning ritual. You wake up. The sunlight is soft, stretching across your room. For a moment, you sit on the edge of your bed, rubbing your knees, noticing how they feel. There's stiffness, sure, but also a flicker of determination. Because this morning is different. This morning, you're not skipping breakfast or rushing into your day. You're investing in your body's strength, in your independence, your balance, your confidence. Start with protein first. Within 30 minutes of waking, give your body what it's been waiting for all night: fuel. A protein-rich breakfast, 25 to 30 grams, signals your body to stop breaking down muscle and start rebuilding it. Maybe it's 2 scrambled eggs with a side of Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie with banana, whey or pea protein, and a handful of oats. As you eat, remind yourself, this isn't just breakfast. This is you depositing into your muscle savings account. Every forkful adds to your balance of strength. Every morning you nourish your body is another investment in your future mobility, your energy, and your freedom. Next, prime your digestion. Your gut is like the gateway to your muscles. If it's sluggish or inflamed, the nutrients never make it where they're needed most. So, before breakfast, pour a glass of water and mix in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Sip slowly. Feel that gentle warmth as it travels down, like you're waking up your internal engine. Or, if you prefer, have a small serving of probiotic, rich foods like kefir, sauerkraut, or plain yogurt. You're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding your gut bacteria, the invisible team that helps break down food and deliver amino acids straight to your muscle fibers. Finally, move daily. After breakfast, take 10 to 15 minutes to activate your legs, your foundation. 10 chair squats, 15 seated leg lifts, 20 calf raises. It's not about intensity, it's about intention. Feel your muscles engage, your circulation rise, your body coming alive. You'll notice something subtle but profound when you combine protein, digestion, and movement. Your energy doesn't just lift, it lasts. You feel steadier on your feet, more alert in your mind, more present in your body. And over time, the changes become visible. The stairs don't seem as steep. Standing up from a chair feels easier. You walk with a little more confidence, because you've earned it. Think of this ritual as an investment, one that compounds quietly every morning. Each breakfast, each glass of water, each small stretch is a deposit, a promise you make to yourself. You might not see the results after one day, but just like saving money, consistency is what transforms everything. And here's a little challenge for you. For the next 7 mornings, follow this ritual